Okay guys, so today we're going to make my homemade sort of stir fry with egg noodles, and it's got hoisin stir fry strips. We're going to look at it in a sec. First of all, get the egg fried noodles on the go like this. Second of all, get the pan really warm and hot like this. Then what we do, you see, we use these, you get them from Aldi, beautiful they are, hoisin stir fry strips, chunks of pork and honey, garlic and ginger, marinated with hints of savoury onion. So they're lovely, these, absolutely tremendous. So you put these in, I'll show you. Okay, so now they're simmering like this, and you've got to wait till they're all nice and brown. Get a fork. A fork's better than a spatula or a spoon or anything. But you need a deep sort of pan like this that's got the a lid, because you'll need the lid to let it simmer later to get all that flavour really stuck in there. You can try this yourself. It doesn't really cost a lot of money to make this. That hoisin thing's about £3, and the noodles, they're pretty cheap as well, to be fair. So when the noodles start boiling like that in the next pan, let the heat just die down a little bit. You don't want to overdo it, because we're going to put them into this stir fry shortly. So once that's starting going off like it is, we'll add the veg next. As you can see now, it's really coming on a treat here. Smells absolutely beautiful. Now put nice and brown. Now we're going to add, hold on folks, we're going to add these in whole. We've got some baby sweet corn. This is really easy, you don't have to do much faffing about with this recipe. Chuck them in whole. You don't have to start shrinking anyway, you know. Get that all going in like that. And then we're going to add some mushrooms next. Okay, so normally I chop the mushrooms up, but I've not bothered this time because they don't are shrinking this. You know what I mean? So I've not chopped them up, as you can see. I suppose here's what it is. And next we're going to add I'll show you the next. Right, next we've got this family pack sweet and crunchy stir fry mix. This is beautiful. This, it's already been washed and ready to cook already, so that's a bonus. It's about £1.20 for this. So altogether so far I've only spent about £7 tops, and this will feed a family of 4, this stir fry. Or what I like to do, I like to have a portion myself, and then after that I like to put it in Tupperware tubs, and then I've got it for another couple of days, so it's really good. So we'll get that in. Now I've only used half of that stir fry vegetable mix there, because it's massive amount there. It's a massive family pack. It works out really cheap doing it that way. It's already shredded and everything else, and you get like bean sprouts in there, there's peppers in there, there's cabbage, there's peppers, carrots, sweet corn and stuff like that. Sometimes I like to mix it up a bit and throw some peas in there as well, and some chopped onions. So I'm going to go and chop an onion and get that in there as well. Now if we look over here, the egg noodles are virtually done, but we need this to sort of simmer down a bit and sort of shrink a little bit before we can add them together. Worst case scenario, I'll put them in a bigger pan, because if you mix the noodles with the actual stir fry, it's a lot better. Okay folks, so I've chopped the onion. I've got 2 small onions, chopped them. I know they look weird in squares, because what I do, I don't bother peeling it. I haven't got time to faff about with that, so I cut them into a square, the skin round it, and it comes out like that, and you're not messing about peeling it, and you're not rubbing your hands all over with onion juice and getting into your eyes and whatever. So there we are, we've got it simmering now, look, and it's condensing really well. That's what we want it to do. You put your lid on, this is why you need a pan with a lid folks, and everything else. Now these noodles are pretty much done, them noodles, so I need that to sweat down just a little bit more, and I'll take the heat off these noodles. And then what I'm going to do now is add the onions straight to it. Okay, as you see now, it's all really condensing now really well. The meat's underneath, so it's getting really nice and tender, and all the juices are flowing in this layer. And then we've got the veg there and everything else. I just want those mushrooms just to brown off a little bit more. That's going to give me the indication that it's all done really. But for the pièce de résistance, what we've got here, we've got some of this. We've got this from Aldi as well. Light soy sauce, it's really cheap. And what you do, you just get it on there. Don't be too shy with it. And this is going to infuse the flavour like that. And then what we're going to do, you see, we're going to put the lid back on. Give it a quick stir, put the lid back on. Okay, so the lid's back on now and the heat's turned up again, right? We switched off the noodles there, we switched them off. We're going to give them a stir in a second. Right, so we give these a bit of a stir. We've not faffed about them whatsoever, just put them in boiling water. and give them a bit of a stir like so. There's no timer on this. If that beeping was just I'm doing some chicken for the animal. So so give them a stir just to loosen them up a little bit, that's all. It's really easy, this dish, to do. I've been doing this in virtually real time, so I'm about probably 30 seconds out. And so far we're just over 5 minutes into doing this recipe. Like I said, it's dead easy. So we look across here now, it's really sweating really well, and this is what you need it to do. You've got to get it to sweat. Get it to sweat, and this will add into the flavour. I swear, you've got to do it this way. I mean, you don't have to do it this way. And then it's really nice this way. So we'll give it another minute, and then we'll transfer the noodles straight into this pan. If I can't fit them in this pan, I'll get a bigger pan, and we'll cook them just for a couple of minutes. Okay, so now the lid's off, and this is done perfection. I mean, look how flippy floppy they are. These sweet corn and what have you. I'm going to try it. Lovely. Look how tender that piece of meat is there. Really cheap to make this. Yeah. Look at this mushroom. See, I want it to shrink, you see. Holds in the flavour really well. Ooh, you can put some chili flakes in this if you really want to, because it doesn't have to be like Chinese or anything. I just chuck this stir fry and make it up as I go along, to be honest. Anyway, over here we drain the noodles now, and what we're going to do next is we're going to stick these together. So I'll probably use this pan and pour them into there. So I'm going to do that. Right. Right, so we're about 7 minutes into it now, and already, right, the noodles sit on top like this. Yeah, straight on top. Don't can't even speak now. Don't mix them up or anything. Now you put some of this, more of this soy sauce on, a bit of that. Now what you do, you got a couple of minutes. Well, hold on. Put the lid on. Ooh, it's hot. Put the lid on. Leave it cooking still, and only do it now for another 60 seconds, and then your tea is done. You can feed the whole family. Now let's talk less than 10 minutes to do the entire thing. So that's all you got to do. Leave it to simmer for about 30 seconds to a minute. Just let those flavours get around the whole pan. That's where you need the lid, you see. And there you go. Didn't take long at all, did it? So less than 10 minutes. That's from start to finish. 2 pans and just your plates and a fork and a knife, and that's it really. We don't even need a knife, do you? Well, anyway, less than 10 minutes, and there you go. Here's your tea sorted for the whole family in less than 10 minutes. You can't really beat that, can you? Good, healthy food just for you. And how much did it cost? About £7 for 4 people. And it's not too shabby. Hope you like this, and if you like this cooking sort of experiment thing I've done, let me know in the comments below, and I'll probably do something else next week for you. Thanks very much, folks, for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.